はいどうも、人生かきいろです。俺たちと PS4 と40代プレイということですね。今回プレイするソフトは、シャーロックホームズ罪と罰になります。よろしくお願いいたします。いつものちょっと最初のセッティングに時間かかりますのでお待ちくださいね。ちょっと自分のコメント拾う用の YouTube を開くのにいつも時間かかってしまうっていう。5回目ですけども、前回に2つ事件解いたんでね、今回6つ目最後の事件になります。なんか長かったより短かったですね。こうやってやってみて思ったのは。やっぱ一個ずつ自分自身がシャーロックホームズシリーズが好きだっていうのもあるんですけどもね、物語として。個人的に本当に楽しく遊ばせてもらいましたんでね、最後の最後。きっちり終わらせてって思ってます。ではやっていきますね。再開。危ない。半月夜の散歩ですか。
Where are you going, Holmes? Have you been invited somewhere?
We have been invited, Watson.
二人で
Where to?
To the Baker Street Irregulars' annual dinner.
食事会。
They sent us an invitation. It is on the table.
A dinner? How could those street urchins afford anything like that? I can't understand your interest in them, Holmes. They're dirty. They wouldn't hesitate to steal your wallet.
Watson, you should be excited. It is a secret dinner. Its location changes every year. Read the menu. Sounds mouth-watering.
All right. We, the secret police of
警察の経緯ぐらい漢字で書けるでしょって。
invite you, Sherlock
博士もおかしいで。
and Dr.
字がおかしいなんか。
to our annual dinner. Menu, entree, frozen rat head salad. Is this a joke?
Not at all. Pray continue.
Main
なんか
course,
漢字がおかしかったね今。
sow's udder in Danny Nutcracker's way. Ah, sounds disgusting, Holmes. Hedgehog goulash. Street turnips in homemade juice. And it goes on.
Ah, I can hear them on the stairs now.
Well, we can't go there. We can't eat that.
Watson, you'll hurt the feelings of those poor children. We have to go.
Oh, Mr. Holmes.
It is fine, Mrs. Hudson.
Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, Dr. Watson is getting ready. He will be delighted to join us. You don't look well, my young man. Is there something wrong? Don't tell me the dinner is cancelled.
Mr. Holmes, it's my brother Leighton. He's in a prison cell.
え
He's killed two men. You have to help us, Mr. Holmes, because I know he didn't do it.
なんて答え。
From what I've heard, they took him to the yard, and they gave him a good beating already. You know what they're like. They'll hang him. They won't look any further.
Holmes, we have to help him.
And forget about the dinner? Wiggins, I'll take the case.
You're fantastic, Mr. Holmes. I'll be waiting for you at the crime scene. You'll be there, right? It's on Half Moon Street in Whitechapel.
Very well.
じゃあ、とりあえず、スコットランドヤードから行きますか。捕まってるんでしょ。質問して、
Mr. Holmes, whatever brings you here so late at night?
I'm interested in the case of young Leighton Chapman. He was arrested earlier this evening and accused of a double murder.
I beg your pardon? That case is quite clear to the police. Or are there any new facts that we don't know about?
Who knows, Inspector?
Look, you are free to investigate, of course, Mr. Holmes. Chapman was arrested with a revolver in his possession, which you can find in the evidence room. The suspect himself is in custody.
Did you find anything else on his person?
A few personal belongings. Nothing particular, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, Lestrade.
じゃあとりあえず見せてもらおうか。 やべえな、ちょっと最近ずっとゴースト・オブ・ツシマやってるせいで操作の方法が
So this is the gun that Leighton was holding when he was caught by the police. It is a Webley revolver,
次 R2 を
a
してしまう。
reliable weapon.
気をつけよう。
It seems as though the shells were not removed from the cylinder.
じゃあ薬莢見たらいいんじゃないのこれ。2発だけ撃ってる。
Two out of the 6 shells have been fired. There
じゃあ
were
2発
two
弾があるんだな、どっかに。もう2人殺してるってことは2発ことか。
bought with his own money, no doubt.
巻きタバ
These
コ。
cigarettes are filled with cheap tobacco. Nothing interesting.
うん。とりあえず、あとは話を聞こう。こっちにいるのか。いないな。
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
さ
Good
あ、
evening, Mr. Chapman.
話を聞こう。
Who are you? I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake.
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother. You know him. Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey. All right, Mr. Holmes.
背の部返しやがったな。まずは。喧嘩するのかよ。もうちょっと落ち着こうぜ。楽な仕事って。指輪かいつもの。あれタトゥー。ああ、へえ、あんなん入れられるんだよ。この時代って。
Good. Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw 2 men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. The second I saw him, he raised his head and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
So you might still have had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies just to see if they were still alive. I saw that one had blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. It was horrible.
Oh no.
The second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand though. I took
な
it
ぜ取ったんだ
and then I followed the third man.
Interesting. Pray continue.
I turned a corner and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are
奇
true.
妙ってなんだ
I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. But there
場
wasn't a
所を見
trace
な
of
きゃ
the
わかん
man.
ないな
Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess. Perhaps I was still half blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account, my young man.
う
Leighton,
ん
are you able to
それが
describe
な
the
どういう感じか
person
な
whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark, and he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
And what about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see. Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps
うん。
it's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away. Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
We shall see you soon, young man.
とりあえずじゃあ今度は現場だな。どういう軸になってるかっていうのが問題だな。うん。ここ？この通りかな。
Please, gentlemen, leave the scene now. Oh, Mr. Holmes, is that you?
Good evening, Constable...
Constable Marrow. I was here with Inspector Aberline during the Ripper case, Mr. Holmes, back in '88. But then this is nothing like that case. With this one, we've got the murderer, the weapon, and the statements, which speak for themselves.
Of course, Mara. But you know that appearances can sometimes be deceiving.
うん。
Who were the victims?
The two men here, both shot. The stat fellow was Brian Vacotti, a well-known ruffian.
宝石
The
商
other, Kenneth Butler, a jeweler by trade.
で3人目撃ったやつは
You spoke of statements. You have witnesses?
Well, I was there, so I gave my own statement. And then there were two other witnesses who said they saw the killer Chapman. Mr. Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there. And Polly Powell, a flower seller, who was over at the far side of the street.
うんうん。
So, Constable Marrow, I should be delighted to hear your
まず
testimony.
ね。うん。
I was standing at the north side of Half Moon Street. That was the side that you came from.
But you would have been unable to observe this part of the street, where we are standing now.
That is correct. But I saw the two victims slowly enter Half Moon Street, and then shortly after, the
花火が
fireworks
始まったと。
started. A few minutes after that, the fellow Chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon Street.
Please continue.
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. I rushed over there and I saw the two dead bodies on the ground. When I reached Whitechapel Street, I saw Leighton Chapman. He'd been caught by two police constables.
Did you hear the shots?
うん。
I didn't hear any shots. The fireworks were all over the sky. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
What were the fireworks in honor of, Constable?
Well, today's
あ、そうな
Queen
んか。
Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
Yes, I appear to have lost track of the days. It is May now, of course. Constable Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
I saw nothing but rats, and I took the time to light every corner with my lamp.
Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon Street at that time?
Yes, I saw that the window was open, but no one was there. It was dark in the room.
Constable, your statements have been of great value to me.
まだよくわかんねえな。死体。
The bullet struck his head. This man didn't stand
だ
a
ろう
chance.
な。 鍵？
This is an ordinary key. I wonder what kind of door it
宝石
opens.
商だから大事な鍵でしょ、やっぱりね。これか。
A piece of wood that has stuck between the cobblestones. Let us take a closer look.
ほう。なんかの先っぽ？
This shard of wood is quite new.
もう一人の方を調べよ
He tried to stop the bleeding with his hand.
う。まあ体もでかいしな。
The bullet penetrated his stomach, a dreadful wound. Brian Vercotti suffered greatly. What a terrible way to die. A
こいつ
tattoo
も
from Westgate
刑
Prison.
務所の人間？
Vercotti must have done some time there. Brian Vercotti and Leighton Chapman both have
じゃあ面識があるだろうな、少なくとも。特に何かあるわけじゃねえのか。
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother at...
この人だな。
Good evening, Mr.
同
Turner.
じかと思ってた、名前が。
I heard Constable Marrow reply to you as Mr. Holmes. Are you that detective gentleman? I've heard of you. And well, I know things about this evening.
Excellent. Might we hear your story? Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
I was already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments after, I clearly heard 2 gunshots from outside.
Please continue.
I quickly got up and I grabbed the lamp from my nightstand and I rushed towards the window. I looked down and I saw 2 bodies. And there was a man with a gun who was standing nearby.
Where exactly?
Well, near this body.
Did he notice you?
I don't think so. He rushed towards Whitechapel Street without looking around.
Mr. Turner, did you see anyone else in the street?
No, I saw no one but that man, the murderer, the fellow they caught.
すごくわかんねえよな、それ
Were
が。
the 2 shots you heard consecutive?
Yes, there was a very short pause between them.
音が違
It
う。
sounded different somehow. It seemed to me that the second shot was louder than the first.
That is an
興味
interesting
深い
point.
ね。
Mr. Turner, what were your actions after you stepped up to the window?
I was afraid that the man with the gun might return, so I stayed close to the window till I saw the policeman coming in the half moon from Whitechapel. Then I walked out to tell them everything I saw.
忘れた、そういや。退役軍人か。ビッコーヒーと久しぶりに聞いたな、その言葉。今の若い人でもわかるんだろうか、その言葉遣いは。ビッコーヒクって言い方。あれあったっけ？顔とか全然なかったけど。あれないよ。どこだ？大体顔付近なんかあるんだけどな。 いやいやいや、飛ばさないよ。これだけ今まで飛ばさずやってきたんだから。あった今。これか。うん。
You have helped us a great deal, Mr. Turner.
ちょっとなんとも言えないな、この目撃は。うん。こっちかな。そんな気がする。うん。アパートを調べる。
Mr. Turner, you have stated that you remained close by your window after the crime. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, Mr. Holmes. I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
That is very interesting, Mr. Turner. Constable Marrow stated that he did not see anyone at the window when he was running through Half Moon Street.
Well, I think Constable Marrow and me, we might have been distracted by the whistles and shouts coming from Whitechapel. We could have missed each other somehow. You understand what I mean? It was a bit of a stressful moment, to tell you the truth, sir.
Allow me to form my own theories, Mr. Turner. Would you mind showing me the view that you had from your window?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. Please, follow me.
Mr. Turner appears to live very modestly.
どうぞとこでシェルできるんかいな。
This kitchen knife is quite sharp.
これか。
There are pieces of shredded paper scattered over the table. This kitchen knife was used to cut the paper.
紙を切る。ここが窓か。
So, that's the view Mr. Turner had when he opened the window. The dead body of Kenneth Butler. Brian Vercotti's contorted corpse. Mr. Turner had a perfect view of the crime scene. He saw the bodies clearly, and Leighton Chapman standing over them.
それは見える、確か見えるけどな。見ようと思ったら。
Anything else you would like to know, Mr. Holmes?
The books on this shelf are in a mess. It looks as though Mr. Turner was trying to find something in a hurry here a short while ago.
確かにな、なんか引っこずってる感じする。ああー
A perfect match.
出ちゃった。
So, Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became stuck between the
おったな、こ
cobblestones.
れ。
He did not mention
こい
he was
つ
so
なんか
near.
盗んでるな。宝石商のやつから下野菜してるな、こいつ。
Mr. Turner was roused from his bed by the sound of gunshots.
これはだいぶやっぱり貧乏なところからし、ちょっとこいつはあんまり
This fire is
いい
dying
人
out.
間じゃねえ
It was
な。
last tended to over an hour ago.
これか。
These words are illegible.
これか。
The papers were thrown into the fire just a short while ago.
うん。これは合ってるね。これかな。ちゃうわ。違うな。間違えた。もっと前だ。だからまず2つ目がこれだ。窓を開けて頑張ってあそこまで行って下に近づいて、その後に次へ戻して、でもって包丁で紙を切って、で最後これだ。違う？俺違うかな。置きます。とりあえず窓を見ます。だって見ないと始まらないですからね、まずね。早送りだな。うん、見ます。下降りていきます。なんか開います、ここで。うん。で、上がってきます。次戻す。で、紙を切る。燃やす。
So Mr. Turner used a book to hide an object that he found on Kenneth Butler's body. The question is, what did he find?
想像力たくましいね、この人相変わらず。これか。
I can see prints from greasy fingers upon the cover of this book. Let us take a closer look. Well
これか。
now, what a find.
お
A
お。
precious jewel concealed inside a book. A bracelet with unique ram's head design.
ほ
A distinctive feature
こ
of
ういう時
ancient
すごいっすよ
Grecian
ね。
artifacts, probably of
知
the
識一切ねえ
Hellenistic
わ。
era.
じゃあちょっと問い詰めましょうか。じじい。
Mr. Turner, how would it be possible for a man of advanced years, such as yourself, to rush from his bed to the window in a matter of seconds, as you have stated?
Well, I'm able to move very quickly, despite my age, and when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
これじゃねえの。
Well,
どれだ。
I'm able to move very quickly despite my age, and when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
これだな。
I highly doubt that, Mr. Turner. I observe that you suffer a severe limp due to your injured right leg. It would have taken at least 10 seconds for you to approach the window. That means you could have easily missed something or
確かにな。
someone in Half Moon Street during that time.
You're right, Mr. Holmes. I could have missed something, but it did seem to me that everything happened so quickly. Oh, time can pull tricks on you.
And what of everything else that you told us? Mr. Turner, it is vital that we have your complete and true statement.
Mr. Holmes, I do assure you that the other things I said were most sincere.
Mr. Turner, you were not sincere with me. Not then and not now.
But Mr. Holmes,
This, Mr. Turner, does not look like anything that a poor man might
貧乏人かって言われ
It
て
is
る。
worth more
き
than
つ。
the home that you live in.
I can explain.
No, merely correct me if I am wrong. You saw Leighton Chapman through the window, but you also noticed a glittering object on the ground, this precious jewel. You walked down and took the bracelet from the body of Kenneth Butler, and when you heard the whistles, you hurried away. That broke your walking stick. It caught fast between the cobbles. Constable Marrow was unable to see you in the window, as you were climbing up the stairs on your way back to your flat. Upon returning home, you hid the precious jewel inside a book.
Mr. Holmes, please don't send me to prison. I didn't do
悪い
anything
ことし
bad.
てんじゃねえか
I'm
よ。
just a poor man. When I chanced upon the bracelet, I saw it as an opportunity to make a little money. I was desperate. I only took the bracelet, that's all, I swear.
You made a mistake by lying to me. But you are not a criminal. I believe that. Although I must return this bracelet to
死んでる
its
けどね。
rightful owner.
はあ、もうほんと困るわ、じじいよ。消えたな。これなんで出るんだろうな、星。それがわかんねえんだよな。ここは終わりだ、とりあえず。とりあえず帰ってまず調べなきゃな。
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something to lift my lamp.
とりあえず一回帰って。こっち来てないな、そうい
Mrs.
や。
Howell?
What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the crime that took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Yes. I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began in honour of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those. But then, all of a sudden, A young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped just by me. He had a gun in his hand. He was like a ghost and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him because of the flashes from the fireworks.
And then?
I screamed as loud as I could. I knew that a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity. He had no time to escape. 2 constables got him. Then another constable came out from the very same street, and I heard him talking of a horrible murder.
Mrs. Powell, did you hear the gunshots?
I'm not sure. You know, what was the
あ、なるほど
fireworks?
ね。確かに花火だとわからんわな。
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir. I did not.
これは不思議なんだよな。
I was very attentive
追っかけたっていうけど
because
出て
I
きて
was
な
on
い
the
ってい
lookout
う。
for customers.
My thanks to you, Mrs. Powell.
うん。かもしれんな、確かに。こうなってくるとな。そうだよな。難しいな。その新たな人物が一切出てこないんだけど。第三者ができそうにないんだよな、これ。そこが難しいところだ。
Hello, Toby. All you need now is a shawl and a mock cap, and you could be Mrs. Hudson's younger sister.
メスなのトビって。知らんかった。アルバート・ダンカー。前回の事件ですね。こういうんじゃねえな。この辺のこと違うな。
That is not the one I need. That is not the one. That is not the one I need. That is not that is not that is not the one. That is not the one I need.
ないけど。
That is not the one I need. That is not the one. That is
新聞で見るんじゃねえの？違うのかな？こっちかな？首飾り。これかな？違う？これ？
That is not the one I
違
need.
うか。
That
けどこことここしかないけどな、基本的に。
that 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 is that 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 that
ないですけど、
that that that
ないんですが、
that 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 is not
あれか。もう一個こっちかな。こっちか。百科事典か。これかな。
here it is. I need to continue my research in my archives.
書庫で。骨董品。骨董品ってなったらこのさっきのあれじゃないの？違うのかな。
That is not the
これじゃないの？
here it is. One of the victims, Kenneth Butler,
うん。
was involved in the story of the stolen Hellenistic
七
treasure.
やね。
A visit to his pawn shop should tell me more.
Mm. どこだ？しかし今回やたら暗いな。ずっと夜なの？開いた。
Mr. Butler's key matches the lock perfectly.
質屋なのあの人んち。
A flare pistol. Perhaps it was pawned by a destitute sailor.
これ使ったのもしかして。
A flare.
興味ある対象物。なんとなくその最後に光って見えなくなったって多分これだと思うな。使ったのは。それは間違いない気がする。
The ram's heads. This necklace belongs to the 5 rams of Mittelin collection. Interesting. That means that Kenneth Butler owned a part of this collection all this time, 10 years after the theft. It looks as though Mr. Butler kept a careful record of his operations.
すごいね。真面目なんだな、意外に。うんうん。取引の分け前を払ってほしい。うん。まあ、繋がったよね、多分。早っ！ まあ方面だろうな本当は。最後こんな早いと思わなかったな。まさかの。けどちょっと調べきってねえんだよなまだな。まあ今ので方面で終わるパターンも確かにね、できなくはないんですけどね。ちょっとひどいなと思ったんで、もうちょっとやりますね。多分それでまあ、間違いないっつうか。
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
もうちょっと真実をちゃんと知りたい。
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad like you take a gun from the hands of a dead man and set off in pursuit of a probable killer?
I know. Keep wondering that, but at the time it was like a reflex. A criminal ought to be arrested, and he was armed.
You were willing to risk your life. That was a little foolish, unless you wanted revenge.
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
これだろ?
I'm sure that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized one of the victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you not?
However could you know that?
You have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed exactly the same mark upon Mr. Vercotti. You came to know him from your sharing a past prison sentence. Am I correct, Mr. Chapman?
God. You're right, Mr. Holmes.
聞いてたな、多
Would
分
you
の
tell
時
me a
に。
little about Brian
Well,
Vercotti?
We were convicted for a robbery. Once in prison, both of us joined one of these fraternities. During that year, we tried to help each other out, you know?
You were quite young then, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were. We'd only stolen a pound of meat. After we were released,
なるほど
and
な。
I saw what my little brother had become, I decided to work towards living an honest life.
And Vercotti?
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary while he was in prison.
え
He had no family anymore. Our paths split. He fell back into crime.
So you lost him.
Yes. And for around 2 years, I heard no news of him at all.
We shall see you soon, young man.
ー、あ、まだちょっと動機付けが早い気がする。その厳密なだけどな、高いところ調べるものがないっていうんがそれがちょっとな。あれ
What's up with you, lad? What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for my brother to be released.
Your brother?
The one that you caught, beat up and imprisoned.
Ah, the murderer.
He ain't killed no one, copper.
Watch your mouth, lad, else you'll be joining that worthless brother of yours. It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
まあ、こいつが撃った場合やな、とりあえず。
I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something to lift my lamp. I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something to lift my lamp.
そうなんよな。それがわかんねえんだよな、今のところな。ターナーさんのところの杖借りれねえかな、あれ。あの杖貸してくんねえかな。そしたらすげえ楽なんだけど。こういう時結構ね、なかなかそういう単純なこう、
I wish this crime had never happened, Mr. Holmes.
いらんこと起こすからもうじじいがもうややこしい。でも今回ちょっとその場所がねえ知れてますからね。チャペルっていうところが気になるんだよな。こう行った後にチャペル行くんでしょ。そのチャペルどこにあるの？その白いチャペルって。
Locked. This mirror is turned
これか。
towards Half Moon Street.
この鏡が花火にってこと？
Locked. Locked.
行動範囲が狭い時の。
Such a young man, and already a murderer.
時の難しいな。
Locked.
うん。やっぱりもう一人いるな。真犯人がいるな、ここに。出るな。スッパ出してやっぱりきっちりしたいな。こいつじゃねえだろうな。絶対に誰かいるはずなんだよ。
Locked.
僕調べようと思ったら、あと
Locked.
さっきの質屋ぐらいか他って言ったら。うん。あん中になんかないの？何これ？
Crampons and a sharp ice axe would only be brought here by a mountaineer.
興味の対象物が2つぐらいあるんだけどな。
flare pistol.
これらをなんとか結びつけないと。他は何もないのマジでこれ。
Crampons and a
こっちだな。この2つを取るための方法がわかんねえ。遺体を調べるか。遺体もう一回調べられるのあれ。
Why are you looking at me all the time like that?
I'm just watching you, lad. I never know what to expect from people like you.
People like me?
Yes, street beggars and thieves.
こいつ怪しいんやな、この刑事。
I know.
必要か、
Then
警
where
察
did you
官。
get whatever it is that you're gnawing on? I very much doubt that you bought it.
What ain't seen can't hardly be stolen.
さっきからなんか同じようなやつが必ずあるんだよな。なんであるんだ？
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother at Scotland Yard?
思うけど調べることないもんな、別に。どっちだとしてもやっぱ一応これを見つけないことに話になるね。
I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something to lift my lamp.
この警察官がすげえ怪しいんだけどな。どうも。これもう一回行って帰ってきた時にどうなるかちょっと。デストレードに聞けるかな。こっ ちは見たしな。こっちか。
Mr. Holmes, what is the trouble with that lad? Isn't he guilty of murder?
もう聞けねえか。
Tell our Wiggins that I'll be fine.
推理を変えるしかないんかな。なんだろうな。すべてを調べようとすると時間かかるな。
A map of London and the surrounding area. It could be useful.
そうじゃなければもうすぐ終わってんのにな、もう。なんかないかな。これでもう一回。やっぱあんの？やりとりこの。やっぱ気にな
Wiggins,
る
my
な。
lad, what are you doing here? You'd best be leaving and be quick about it.
I've done nothing wrong. You'd learn more by watching Mr. Holmes. He knows exactly what he's doing. Not like you.
Oi, watch your tongue.
こいつなんかする気でないん。だから毎回この回は必ず出てくるんやけど。
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
なんで出てくるんだ、こ
I'll
の
do
回
anything
は。
to save my brother, Mr. Holmes.
I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something to lift my lamp.
信号体すげえ気になるんだよな。あるものがな。これだ。とかあんじゃん、こんなとこに。
This should
い
be
いものあんじゃん。よかった、これか。暗いから分かりにくかったわ。ここにあるかないかが問題だ。
nothing interesting here.
ということは向こう側か。じゃあ撃ったのはこっちか。こいつか。暗っ。あったね、今。
This is most definitely
これ
a
だ。
bullet.
そういうことは、撃ったのは漱石所の方か。
Watson, there was a third shot fired in this street.
うん。そうそう。こいつが怪しいね。
Constable Marrow, I would value your assistance in this investigation.
It would be my pleasure, Mr. Holmes.
I would like to make sure that there are no places in Half Moon Street where a man could hide while you were running through it with your lamp.
All right, Mr. Holmes, what should I do?
Take your lamp and start walking, just as you did before, and try to find me.
Understood.
どこに隠れんの？
No, this is not how I walked at the time of the crime. I was more attentive. Let's start over again.
え？
I can see you very well, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
暗いとわかんねえもんだな。どっかいた？
No, this is not how I...
いたか今。ここ？
Here you are, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide. ほんと暗いとわかんないもんですね。全然わからなかった。さっきの右側か？違うな。つうか、バグったんですけど。いやだ、ことびっくりした。いるか？いなかったけど今。
No, this is not how I walked at the time of the crime. I was more attentive. Let's start over again.
こっ
I
ち？
shouldn't look for Mr. Holmes here. He's hiding in Half Moon Street.
や、いないけど。どこにいんの？本気でわからんわ。え？あ、これか。わかんねえもんだな。
It is obvious now. No one could escape Constable Marrow's lamp while hiding in the street.
ということはこいつだ。上？
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
壁の上を行く。ああ。だからこれか。登山具か。はあ、なるほどね。よくできてますね。
These tools.
あっちはまだ取れないのかな。
This is exactly what we
よ
need
し。
in order to imitate the flash of the
あ、これ
fireworks.
花火ね。よし。これで全てがわかるだろう。さあ、どっから登るかだな、問題は。まだやり合ってんのこの二
Look
人。
here, lad. You'd better go home and start thinking about what a fine pickle your brother's landed himself in.
Ha! But he'll be free tonight, 'cause he's innocent.
Don't be daft, lad. It's a closed case.
Constable Marrow, Watson, I would like to perform another kind of reenactment with your help.
I'm listening, Mr. Holmes.
I want to check if Leighton's testimony can be trusted. If someone could vanish into thin air at a specific moment.
But Holmes, I don't see how.
I am going to be the mysterious gentleman whom Leighton followed. I will stand exactly where he saw him before he was blinded by the flash. Watson, you will be Leighton. When I fire the signal flare, you should start to chase me.
I understand, Holmes.
You, Constable Marrow, just play your part and do exactly as you did. Just, please, wait 5 seconds after the signal flare. I doubt that Polly Powell would have screamed any earlier.
As you say, Mr. Holmes.
Let us begin then. Catch me if you can.
どうすんの？
The moon illuminates this wall. Anyone trying to climb it would be easily spotted by Constable Marrow. This wall is cast in shadow. It would be difficult to see anyone scaling it.
お、なるほど。その間に 連打かこれ。
I can barely see anything. Holmes? Are you there?
I should try climbing faster.
ん？どうすんのこれ。
I can barely see anything. Holmes? Are you there?
I should try climbing faster.
これ結構大変よこれ。連打が大変。
I can barely see anything. Holmes? Are you there? Where is he? My God, a man can't just disappear like that. Holmes? Holmes? Where are you?
I cannot see you, Mr. Holmes. Dr. Watson, it seems that Mr. Holmes has disappeared.
Don't worry, gentlemen, I am up here, above your heads.
How on earth did you get up there, Holmes?
I am using crampons and a climbing axe, although the person we are looking for did not leave any traces of such tools. Constable, is there any way to get to the top of this building?
Yes, Mr. Holmes, I can show you. The door to the building can be found from Whitechapel Street.
Gentlemen, I am on my way down.
ここ？
These shards of glass are from the window above.
ここか。
It's empty. Someone broke through the window to get inside the attic, but in his haste he ripped his jacket. A cluster of thick black threads. They're unusually strong. I should examine them under the microscope. We can conclude that the person whom Leighton saw climbed up the wall, broke into the attic window, and escaped through the hatch.
やっぱそうなるんかな。まあ全てはこれだけやな、最後の証拠。これが調べてどうなるかやな。最後か。
Let us take a closer look. It is not a thread, but a hair. I very much doubt that it is human. I need to
犬
compare this
馬
sample
か
with a human hair and a horse hair. A shaving brush is usually made from horsehair. Watson, could you please pass me your shaving brush?
Here you are.
Watson, look, what's outside the window?
Well, I don't see anything. Ouch!
髪の毛か。
Holmes.
Oh, don't
Hiye
make such
ka.
a fuss. One little hair.
違う
This
な。
is a most unusual hair. Human hair is significantly thinner than the black sample. The horse hair is thinner than the hair that we found. So, this black hair belongs to an animal, and it is larger than a horse.
そん
A
な
hair
分厚い
from a
毛っ
large and exotic
て
animal.
何？軽業師。わからないけど、いよいよなんか。これだな。やっと見つけたわ。サーカスか。なるほどな。よかったよ。まあけどよかった、とりあえず本当に。また言い合ってんだろ、どうせ。毎回毎回。
Mr. Constable, why did you become a constable?
Why? Because I wanted to serve Her Majesty, that's why.
And what about serving the people like us?
What? Your sort are the plague of London.
厳しいこと
Be
言う
quiet
ね。
now.
じゃあこいつにも頼もうか。
Mr. Holmes?
We have good news for you, Wiggins. The investigation has proven very interesting so far. We found facts and details that confirm your brother's innocence.
I knew it, Mr. Holmes.
But for now, Wiggins, we need your help.
Anything you like, Gov.
I need you to locate a circus that has stopped over in London. It needs to have disposed of at least one exotic animal, a very large one.
You can count on me, Mr. Holmes.
よろしく。非常に朝早く。リアル。
I do hope that those children don't get into trouble, Holmes.
Don't worry, Watson. I predict some news in 7 seconds.
カチャって開くの。
Mr. Holmes, we found it. Here it is.
象か。なるほどね。象の毛だったら太いよね。
Duval Brothers, a well-known travelling circus that is currently stocked in London. I believe that is exactly the type of circus we are looking for. I'll pay it a visit.
いや、なかなか面白い展開でしたね。僕てっきりこの巡査が怪しかったですけどね。
Stop right there.
Good morning, sir. Pardon me, but why am I not allowed to walk around here?
Because it's private.
Well, I only wanted to meet the artistes.
Hmm? You're wanting to apply for...
15枚破り
You don't look like
でき
the
る
type
よ。
of artistic lockpicker that we're looking for.
You might be surprised.
What? There. I don't think so. Clear off. You're a bit slow to catch on, eh? Get lost. You're a bit slow to catch on, eh? Get lost.
あ、なるほどね。ここで変装か。最後の最後に変装だと思わなかったな。えーっとみすぼらしい格好って難しいもんだな、結構。ちょっと違う気がするな。服が違う気がする。これでいけるかな。ちょっと違う気がするけど。
Spectacles are unpopular among thugs. I don't want to arouse suspicion.
そうなの。
I'd better wear a shabby hat.
帽子あったっけな。ヨレヨレとかねえけどな。これでいいかな。
Stay where you are. What are you doing here, and where is Sherlock Holmes?
Calm down, Watson. Take deep breaths now. It's me.
Oh, thank God, Holmes. I can't get used to your disguises.
Thank you, Watson. That means I am ready to go.
これけどそんなに変な感じちょっと見えるけどな。
What's your name?
My name is Nigel. I'm here to open the locks.
Talented, eh? Let's see. Go inside the marquee and show yourself to Charles Foley. And I'd highly advise you not to trick him. Got that?
I've got it.
とりあえず入るしかないな。
So, everything is here just as you asked. And what about the money?
Some of the barrels are wet.
Transportation issues.
Ko
It
itsu
can't
ka?
be helped.
Whatever. We'll be here after midnight to pick up the supplies.
I want to be paid first.
No. You'll be paid after we make the transfer, as I said.
Right?
I hope that no one saw you. The police are on the lookout.
Of course not. I'm a professional.
Glad to hear it. Be ready for tonight then.
なんか怪我してるな。
This wooden barrel is damaged. It is difficult to say what is inside. There is a spot on this barrel that was
じゃあこれだ
intentionally
な。
painted out. The crest of the Honourable Artillery Company. Could it be gunpowder? I need to be sure. Judging by the fractions and the scent, I can confirm that it is, in fact,
大
gunpowder.
丈夫か出してから。
The barrels are roughly clustered. It seems as though they were brought here in a hurry. That's a picture of a contemporary gentleman wearing a Robin Hood hat. Interesting. From lambs into lions. Those are words of encouragement and defiance. This poster was clearly made to fire up rebellion amongst the people.
ほうほ
This printing press is old, but still quite capable of printing hundreds of pages per day.
う。1日に100ぐらいないな。やっぱこの時代だけ。
There are enough posters to paste across half of London's walls. Powder kegs, a printing press, and a great many blank papers. All of this was stolen by the Merry Men quite recently. And these poster samples. I am quite sure it is not a coincidence. The Merry Men are planning some sort of sabotage.
Stop right there. Who are you?
Are you Charles Foley?
Maybe.
They say that I can open any door.
Do they now? We'll see that lock near the chains on a table over there. Open that.
こいつか最後のピースは。用心深いな。こいつやな、やっぱり。 あれ？壊すんか。そんなもんあんの？あった。ほら、よし。
Well, they're right. What's your name?
Nigel Shirley, from York.
Nigel from York. Never heard anything about you. How'd you hear about me?
どれからな？
Nigel from York. Never heard anything about you. How'd you hear about me?
これか。違うん。
Nigel from York. Never heard anything about you. How'd you hear about me?
It's a long story. I met your brother, Vincent the Butcher Foley, in prison. He told me all about his betrayal and all about you. Before I was released, he told me that you might find a job for me one day and pay me some money for me craft.
Well, he died 7 days ago in prison.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's all right. The traitor has paid the blood price for it. And you'll do the job anyway, because I need a talented lockpicker. I know just where to search for his legacy.
It's all about the Hellenistic treasures, isn't it?
Gosh, you fool. Now, listen up. You'll come with us tonight, and you better mind yourself.
Us? Wait, who's coming then?
Billy, Jack and me.
And what will I get for that?
We'll share the loot. The one you seem to know about.
Right.
Wait for us at the abandoned manor house on a corner of Ladbroke Grove and Kensington Park Road at midnight.
Deal.
ほう。わけがわからん。
Here I am at the manor. Somewhere inside it are the Hellenistic treasures. This lock is quite old. It shouldn't be much of a challenge.
どれどれ。 あれ？飛ばすか。
I need to find where the safe is hidden and lockpick it. This cupboard is an absolute mess. Several books have fallen from the shelves. It seems as though this cupboard can be moved. I'll give it a try. That's the lock I must open tonight. Let me see.
大体終わってんじゃねえか、もう、これ。これ簡単だったな。
What a surprise! Another lock. And I won't be able to pick it. I recall that key around Foley's neck. It might prove a decent fit. I suppose they hired me to only open the first lock. Let us wait for the thieves, trap them, and find out. Let us check the thieves' possible escape routes in the event that they are caught off guard by the police from the front door. This door is a perfect means of escape in an emergency. A solid rope. This should be useful. The ground floor window is a perfect way to escape the police. Although this window is high above the ground, it would be possible for one of the thieves to attempt to use it for their escape. This should be useful.
首飾り。何に使うんだ？何調べるの？なんもないけど。
One step on these beads,
あ、なるほどね。
and our thief will go flying. I should walk carefully here, else my plan will be ruined. Any thief who finds his way upstairs will roll down very quickly.
ここはいけるな。問題はここか。
This works very well.
うん。お、なるほどね。
We'll escape through this window
簡単な
now.
方法だが。ここか問題は。
There is no ladder. If anyone falls here, he will need assistance to get out.
よし。これで一人は落ちる。問題はこっちだな。
The door is now blocked.
あとはあれか。
This should be useful.
こいつで、ここの、
This hatch leads to a cellar.
Hmm. そうか、絨毯
Should
か。
be useful.
そうだ、絨毯しとったよね。そしたら、
I wonder what this old chandelier is doing on the floor. It looks as though it was poorly attached.
うん。
I suppose that the thieves already tried to open the lock with this formidable
Ho,
hammer,
ho.
but they were unsuccessful. Now, if anyone takes the hammer, the rope will uncoil and make the chandelier fall.
うん。
If he runs through the dining room and takes a sledgehammer to force open the door, the chandelier will knock him down.
うん。これはなんとかなった。あと問題はあれだな。ここの穴だな。ちょっと隠す。
Now, it's not an open hatch, just a nice carpet on the floor. I should walk carefully here, else my plan will be ruined. Now, if a thief runs through the kitchen, he'll pay a surprise visit to the cellar. The traps for my circus
よし。
companions are all prepared. I can leave now, but I'll return later with Charles Foley and his companions.
うん。
Police! Police!
Stop where you are.
Where are they?
Trapped, Watson, with your assistance.
How so?
You sounded just like a real Bobby, my dear fellow. You startled them into the traps.
I did?
I assure you, Watson, it was quite an entertaining show. They will not escape the house now.
Use.
scum!
And this is the pistol used for the murder in Half Moon Street.
How do you know about that? Have you closed the case yet, Sherlock?
兄貴か。
What are you doing here? Did you follow me?
Sherlock, it may seem that I used you, but you should be pleased to know that you have served our queen well, in this instance. So now, let us catch the big fish. But this man is not one of the merry men.
そうなの？
No.
Then why exactly are we here, Sherlock?
This gentleman, Charles Foley, has been involved in a double murder, and the hunter of a set of valuable antiques, the Hellenistic treasures, which disappeared in a theft many years ago.
You're no better than the coppers.
まあ、とりあえず開けさせてもらおうか。ガッチャンと。はい。
Holmes, that is incredible.
おお、これが。
Hellenistic treasures.
すごい。
Indeed.
Nothing but trifles. Where are the merry men?
I don't know why you are asking me, my friend. They are yours to find.
I'll see you soon, dear brother.
じゃあまあこれで基本的にもう決まりましたね。まあそうなんだよな。うん。まあ放免するか最後に。
Charles Foley, you were a witness to a double murder. You were standing next to Vercotti when Butler fired at your accomplice. The jeweler missed him, but they proceeded to kill each other with simultaneous shots. Even if your intention was to retrieve the stolen treasure, you did not intend to kill. I shall inform Inspector Lestrade of that fact, so your sentence should be the lighter.
You are a fine gentleman, with your fake pity.
I do what I think is right. It is never due to pity. Farewell, Foley. I shall leave now, Watson. Gentlemen, please take our friends here into custody.
Where are you going?
I have unfinished business. I'll see you at Baker Street.
この格好まで行っていいのか。
Be careful with the lamps. Don't bring
あ
them too close
あ、こ
to
っ
the
ちの方
barrels.
か。
Good evening, gentlemen.
Who's there?
That is of no importance. What matters is who you are and the plans that you have here.
So you can stop us from carrying them out?
Eventually, yes.
Hey, careful. You'll blow us all up.
I'm listening.
We are a group known as the Merry Men,
やっぱりそうか。
but I suppose you knew that already. We are the men who've already lost everything of value in their lives. We are ruined shopkeepers. We are workers who were fired from their jobs, honest people who were robbed. We were forced out from our homes and thrown onto the street, and all of this in the name of the so-called law. The laws that were set out by our government. The laws that make the commoners only more vulnerable and the wealthy more protected. We are not only from the British Empire. Some of us are from the New Lands, America, Australia, and we are many. But men we are still, and we are merry for that we stopped being afraid. For those powers that be had done their best to plant the fear inside our souls, and we accepted it so easily. The fear advised us to keep our heads bowed. It prevented us from fighting. Bankers and politicians, they own our lives, our work, our bread, and they push us to compete between each other. just to see who may serve them better. But in the end, they are the few.
話長い
So
な。
they are weak. They are nothing without their titles. We should not fear them. Our so-called masters should fear us instead. The time has come for our group to stand tall. Our great and many merry men. We are going to blow up the London Stock Exchange. No lives shall be lost. But ownerships, debts, and property titles? They shall all be destroyed. They're only papers, after all. So many people will be freed over this night.
That is a radical step to take. What result do you truly expect?
Chaos. But soon people will understand that they are free, and that they don't belong to anyone. They will be able to work for themselves, together, without letting the rulers dictate what to do, and finally justice will arise.
What you are intending to do is a crime. It is not justice.
How do you see justice then? Kids go to prison for a loaf of dry bread. And how many lords do you see punished for stealing from their people? Sending them to their deaths in mines or overseas to fight for land? Our masters wouldn't hear us. So now it's time to sing the song of the merry men. Will you let us do our duty?
この選択肢があるの。
When the law serves only the few, it can no longer be trusted. Every man is equal, and he has a right to choose his own way. And I shall not stop you.
これがええんかどうかわからんけどな。
So, you're interested in Russian literature now?
Quite lately.
It is an interesting book. I remember a few lines.
Really? I tried reading it myself, but I had a hard time understanding it.
Yes, Doctor. It's about intelligence. Sherlock, I vaguely recall one of the lines. Sometimes it takes something more than intelligence to act intelligently. There were also a few words along the lines of pain and suffering are always inevitable for a large intelligence and a deep heart. Tell me, Doctor, does my brother show any signs of pain or suffering?
Not that I know of.
Because you see, Doctor, behind all of his masquerade, my brother does possess a deep heart. So deep that he does not recall where he places his love.
Well, I'm sure that...
His love and his duty that, in the first place, should be directed towards the Empire. For without it, we would be nothing. A country filled with uncivilized men. I should leave now. Sherlock, Dr. Watson.
Holmes, what just happened? What was that?
The start of a new world. Anything in the post, Watson? Any clients worthy of our attention?
Only a second reminder from Mrs. Hudson about our new neighbour. She urges you to remove your...
Oh, I don't care about that.
Holmes, the lady who will be moving in shortly has requested the use of our spare room to place all of her boxes.
Wait. What? A lady?
Hmm. 終わりましたね。これで全ての事件終わりました。最後ね、僕ちょっと迷ったんですけどね、本当に。メリーダンのやつはね、火薬にポイってやってもよかったんですけどね、本当言うと。 これあれか。3つ目の事件ですかね、確か。4つ目か。4つ目ですね、さっきのは。これは前回の事件ですね。植物園の。これ最初の事件の奥さんですね。覚えてますね。やっぱりけど事件って終わったからと関係者になって終わりじゃないんですよね。こんなんていつも思うのは。僕はあんまり直接的にこう事件に関わったことないですけど、まあ一生関わらないでやっぱり行きたいですね。本当に被害者にも加害者にもなりたくないな。事件も事故も合わせてですけど。これ2つ目の事件ですかね。こう列車が消えるのは面白かったですね、やっててね。なんかまたこのゲーム新しいの出たらやってみたいですね。やっぱシャーロック・ホームズの話が面白いですよね。これらはまあ実際にあった話かどうか僕は知りませんけども、まず結構シャーロック・ホームズの冒険自体読んでるので、まあやっぱそれ以外にもたくさんいろんなエピソードがまた作られていくのかもしれませんね。はい。ということで、今回はここまでになります。皆様お疲れ様でした。ありがとうございました。いやー、シャーロック・ホームズ罪と罰いかがだったでしょうかね。これで終了したらいいのかな。これでいいのかな、これで。まあちょっと余韻に浸れてよかったですね、最後のシーンも。はい。まあ5回にわたってね、これやってきましたけども、いかがだったでしょうか。いやー、僕はね、すごく楽しみました。まあちょっと皆さんに、見ていただいている皆さんにとってはちょっと退屈な時間だった時もあるかもしれないですけどもね。シャーロック・ホームズとかこういう推理ゲームはね、好きなんで、また今後もやっていきたいなと思っております。次回の次配信ですね。予定はですね、一応、8月の次金曜日ですね、23、24、25、27日金曜日の午後2時ぐらいから、最近ちょっと新しいゲームが多かったんで、レトロゲームあたりやりましょうかね、できたらね、今度は。ファミコンとか、プレイステーション1とか、そのあたりを、また探しておきますね。またね、それ以外の日につきましては、一応18時から、ゲーム実況動画上げておりますので、よろしければご覧になってください。それではまた次の動画でライブ配信でお会いしましょう。さよなら、お疲れ様でした。ありがとうございました。